My name is Josh, and I figured I'd do a quick intro video here. Been posting videos to you Facebook about our project we're doing and various other stuff we got going on under Kishwaukee Customs. If any of you guys go to on our Facebook, you want to check that out. But I'm gonna start posting stuff on YouTube here, so show you what we got going on from I think here forward. I'll do both. If you want to see back to when we start on this, you can go to Facebook and look at those videos at our page. It says Kishwaukee Customs out of Plainfield, Connecticut. So let me show you what we got going on. So we have 1968 f100 that I got for basically just some parts in exchange, and it was a good reason why I got it for that, because the thing was pretty much borderline scrap material. The floors are all rotted out. Actually, someone had taken 2x4s and plywood and made a floor, and the passenger side basically you could almost fall through the floor when you stepped on it, and the cab mounts were all kind of band-aided together with scrap steel and bolts and you name it. And as you can see, the body itself is pretty hammered to the big dent in the top. The bed was all rotted out. The floor was gone. It was rough. And the frame was good. It ran. The motor's still on. It's a 240. It's pretty tired. It smokes quite a bit. And it's got one cylinder that's not firing. So I think it's got no compression. So motor's pretty much shot. It's a 4-speed, manual brakes, power steering. So what we're doing is we took this, like I said, if you go on the Facebook page, if you went back and we started this on February, we basically, for what we're doing with it, it was a perfect candidate. It wasn't like it was a really nice truck that we were going to cut up. The thing didn't care that we were cutting it up and doing stuff, because it was, like I said, it was pretty rough. What we did is we rebuilt the whole front end, all new kingpins, new shocks, all new brakes, flex hoses, the whole 9 yards, and cleaned everything up. You can't really see it, but we painted all that, the I-beams, everything, and put that all back together. We ran all new brake lines, new master cylinder, and the motor actually ran. I actually did drive this home. It does run. It doesn't run too bad. I had the carburetor rebuilt, but like I said, once I figured out I had a dead cylinder, we're actually going to ditch this motor, and I got a 306 out of 94. We're just going to switch the manifold and stuff over from this one to that and use that motor instead. And I think we may get rid of this radiator and go with a different one. Not sure yet, but we shortened up we moved the rear axle forward quite a bit, as you can see. I don't know exactly how much we did, but it was quite a bit. And we basically we rolled it forward. We cut the spring hangers off, rolled it forward, and we used in the back here where the hangers mount. We used the reference holes that had where the original shock mounts went. So we had a good center line to make sure both sides were in the same spot. You can't really see this one now with the beds there. But anyway, and then we cut the whole back end of the frame off after that. And we made new, can't see that really good, but we made new front spring perches because the frame tapers in and towards the middle it gets narrower. So we just made new spring perches for the front, made sure that was all good and square. We relocated the springs, the shock mounts on the rear end, so that the shocks now come up in the back instead of the front. Let's see, as you can see, we cut the bed way down. We cut, actually you can see the front half of the bed over here. What's left of it. As you can see, it was rough. We cut this basically 3.5 feet out of the front of the bed. Left it basically about 3 inches thereabouts to the wheel well. And we were gonna put the back on, but it was easier we made a unibody and welded it right to the cab. And then we took the back and we cut these seam welds out and took the back cap off and we cut another, I believe, 6 inches out of the back, if I believe correct, and welded this back on to give it a little bit more, it was more proportional look, what we wanted. And now the frame is actually just even with the back. And we also cut the tailgate down a little bit and welded the tailgate in place, because we're not going to be using the tailgate. We'll make some kind of bumper for the bottom after. And then we made a wood floor, which we're almost finished with. We're going to mount the gas tank in the back here. That's where we used this old fence post and welded the bolts in on the back side to the way the gas tank was mounted originally on the inside. We're going to mount it in the back here, and it's going to sit in those hockey pucks as in the bottom as a rubber insulator. And then we're going to make some kind of cover to go over it afterwards, and that's why it's cut out the bed on that side for the filler neck. And I'll show you more of that after when we get it in. I didn't want to leave it in right now between getting rained on and welding around it. I want to have a fire. Front fender's working on right now. Get it bolted up a little bit, but we're working on trimming down our radiator support to fit. Gonna have to take this whole section out in the middle, I think, and make some boxing so we can bolt it in. Reason for that is we actually lowered the whole body down about a little over 6 inches. We cut the floors right out, cut the back out, made all new cab mounts, and we got a whole new floor. Almost done. That's the passenger side floor is not quite finished, but whole new floor pans. Shortened up the the brake pedal and the clutch pedal. Made new linkage, so that all works now. Just gonna make a gas pedal and finish the floor up, make a tranny cover. And we're gonna extend the shifter. We're kind of going like with a rat rod theme. We're not gonna paint this. We're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna drive it. As you see, the drive shaft's out right now. We're gonna take this and have it shortened to balance to fit our new wheelbase. Like I said, I'll post more as we go. I'm gonna show you the passenger side. What's that? We're calling this the F100, seeing as it's basically half a truck now. So we dubbed it the F100. So we bead roll that in both sides actually. And like I said, he got the pieces made. We gotta finish some bead rolling and weld these in on this side, and then make our tranny tunnel cover. And got another door for this side. This one's kind of bent pretty good, even though they close pretty good. We got another door, red door. Actually, it worked out pretty good. That's gonna go in. Like you said, it is more of the body. You know, it's pretty rough. But for what we're doing, the kind of theme we're going with is just kind of customize a bit, but rat rod a bit. Even though I know technically rat rod, I don't know. Everyone's got different definitions. You know, a lot of people say, 50s and older is a rat rod. Anything newer doesn't really fit the bill. So we're just kind of going that theme, but not. I don't know. I look at it this way: if you enjoy it and you have a good time with it, and you build it and whatever, then I think that's all that's important. And someone's opinion on what you're fitting into, whatever class rat rod, is their opinion. And if that's what they feel, that's how they can feel. As long as you're happy with what you're doing. As long as you're safe too. Safety is any of this stuff. That's why we did all new brakes and suspension, new shocks, everything, going through everything mechanically to make sure, we don't have anything. We redid the rear brakes and the rear end, all new seals and stuff. Newer used tires, I should say. They're used, but they're in good shape. I put those on. We painted the rims and the hubcaps, kind of give it a little of an accent look. And there's the grill. I'm not sure if we're gonna use the grill. The heater box is gonna go back in. There's the hood. May have to do a little modifying to the hood. I'm not sure yet. There's some more of the bed floor we cut out, which is, like I said, pretty rotted. The old bench seat, which we're not going to use obviously now. We're going to make some kind of seats in there. I'm not sure yet what we're going to do. Probably some kind of padding, maybe a piece of plywood and attach some foam and cover it with like vinyl or something. We don't really know yet. But anyway, just to give you a quick starting off video where we're at so far. We started this in February and it's now middle of June and toward the end of June. So, I've had some snags along the way, life in general. So I haven't had always time. Weather hasn't cooperated either. It's been raining a lot, but we're trying to get it done. The plan ultimately with this is to drive it to Illinois in September for Shapiro Steel Fest, and to just do a road trip, take a week and go out there, do some stuff, come back, as long as everything works out. Hoping to get this at least drivable before then a little bit, so we can drive it and do some test runs and make sure before we drive 13 hours one way that the thing's going to make it, even though we will bring tools. And we don't want to do a complete roadkill style where we're kind of driving blind. But anyway, enough of me rambling. Thanks for any likes or posts, comments, whether negative or not. We appreciate it. It's always good to see other people's opinions on what's going on. And if you subscribe and all that good stuff. And we'll keep you updated as we go, and hopefully we'll make it in time, and we'll get this all thrown together. I'll stand back here too just to show you kind of a side view. And it's not level right now either. The front is kind of on boards and the back's not, so that's why the wheels look kind of funny. But it's only until we get on a level ground it'll look a little better. But anyway, thanks.